Welcome to the next episode of Waterpark Rangers, Let's Play Pikmin. In the last episode, we finished up our business in the Forest of Hope with the yellow Pikmin, and in this episode, we are visiting the new area that we unlocked, the Forest Navel. Right off the bat, you're going to notice that it looks very different from the previous two. Now, we have a lot to do in this episode and a lot to do in the next episode, because this is going to be one of the parts of the Let's Play where I'm going to show you how you can get things done very efficiently and very quickly, especially in this area, which, oddly enough, I used to hate the most, but now I'm probably the best at clearing this area quickly. Now, let's get 25 yellows, and they don't need to be yellows, but I'm going to make them a different color than reds. That way, once there are multiple groups doing different tasks, the color coding will make it easier to follow. Now, head over to this group of sticks here, and set the yellows on them to make them cause it to be a path, which will go to that ship part there. And while they're doing that, go to this reservoir down here with the blue flowers in it, the pellet posies, and activate the blue onion. There are quite a few reservoirs around here, so look for the one with the pellet posies in it, because there's only one with pellet posies, and that's the one with the onion. Apparently some people sometimes have a hard time figuring out where the blue onion is. Now, while we wait for it to sprout, I'm going to point out a few interesting things. Don't get too close to the yellows while they're doing their work on the stick over here, because if you do, and you get near the ground around there, Olimar's footsteps will wake up a few termites that will be trouble for you. And we also have a new kind of Pikmin to work with, which is the Blue Pikmin. And as you can see, it's in the water. It is a Pikmin of yet another color. Near this one's cheeks is what appears to be a set of gills. This trait suggests to me that this blue type of Pikmin can enter the water without any trouble whatsoever. There's only one way to find out. And we already have found out, thank you very much, Olimar. Now, without any further ado, we'd better start getting our blue numbers up. And I'm going to take the time to mention this special enemy around here called a Breadbug, which wanders the area trying to steal pellets. When that happens, set your Pikmin on the pellet that it's trying to steal, and try and get it to walk underneath the tractor beam. Which actually turned out amazing for us this time, because usually you're supposed to have two Pikmin on that pellet to pull the Breadbug backwards, otherwise the Breadbug will start to win. But fortunately for us, it walked right under the tractor beam like an idiot. Now that it has so little HP, I'm going to try and punch it out with Olimar. The reason I'm doing this over here is because it's better to have the Breadbug up on dry land so that when it drops this the ship part, which is, thank goodness, my space float, this float is an absolute necessity for any pilot who lacks skill of swimming in space. Yeah, I won't try and figure out how that works. And the Breadbug, like, shot through the wall. What an awesome glitch. We pwned that Breadbug through the wall. But anyway, the amazing thing about killing it on land instead of in the water is that it's so annoying to try and get it out of the water, and it's actually a time saver if you can kill it on land like that, by punching it out after you've hit it with a tractor beam, because that way it'll drop the ship part on land, and the ship part is actually too heavy for the number of blues that we're going to create to carry. You'll see, there will be, like, just a couple more Pikmin that we'd need to lift that space float up, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to make too many blues today because of time constraints. And I'm not talking about episode time constraints, that has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about, I'm trying to get a lot of ship parts today, so there's not going to be as much time devoted to growing Pikmin as, say, last episode, maybe. Yeah, today's a real rush day. So we're going to grow, like, 19 blues about, which will be, unfortunately, not enough to carry the space float. But we have more Pikmin up on land who are more than willing to do the task, or I should say, I'm more than willing to make them do the task. And in the meantime, we'll just put that Breadbug in. I might as well explain some things about the Breadbug. It's got very tough skin, and it's tough to damage it otherwise, besides using the Onion's tractor beam and that strategy that I showed you. But it can be done if you punch it a lot, or throwing Pikmin on top of it will deplete its HP faster than punching it. And punching it is like a last resort, only after you've got a sliver of health left for it. Automatic gear. It has thin cracks running through it. I tried to fill them with dirt. I hope it will be alright. Yeah, I hope so too, Olimar. He's so crafty, isn't he? Alright, there's our last couple of blues, and there's only one real task that the blues have to do today. And no, it is not the space float. There is another ship part which is in the water. First, let's call that Pikmin away. See, just by walking nearby, Olimar is what triggers those termites to come out of the ground. So, I'm just going to get this yellow out of the way, because really it's not going to help for where we're going. Now look very closely at the reservoir that I'm about to enter, because remember, there are quite a few around here, so you're going to want to take the correct path to get to the ship part here. Go down this one, down the one-way ramp, and there it is in the water. I found my #1 Ionium jet. Unfortunately, this puts out a slightly odoriferous exhaust, but it does not propel me to... No, it does propel me to escape velocity in an instant. Does not propel me. What? Good thing at least this works. Olimar seems to know exactly what it does. There we go, thank you for carrying it. What a strange word, odoriferous. I'll be sure to remember that. Now, as you can see, there's a wooden wall blocking the way, and okay, that didn't turn out very well. So we're gonna have to go around this way and try and find a way to take it down, which shouldn't be too complicated, seeing as we destroyed a stick wall, a couple of them actually in the Forest of Hope, without too much trouble. Now, yellow Pikmin can be used to pick up the space float here, which is very good because it's about the same number, and I think it's just... Yes, perfectly. 25 will pick it up. And this is another one of those optional ship parts, but it's good to be able to get them all because then you get the best ending. Otherwise, trust me, the other endings you get aren't nearly as fun. One of them is like a complete fail, and if you get 25, you get like an okay ending, but we're going for the best ending. Now, we're going to get some reds, and our red group is going to take down that stick wall there, which is preventing the blue Pikmin from carrying that part back to our base. There we go. I mean, there are numerous paths that Pikmin can take throughout areas, and you'll see that more and more as we get through the game, that there are alternate routes that can be opened up depending on how you want to complete each area. The Pikmin that are carrying our spoils seem to be milling about in one place with their loads. It appears that their path back to the onion is blocked, and faced with what seems to be an insurmountable obstacle, they have lost their focus. This is unacceptable. I will have to determine what is blocking their way and do what I can to resolve the problem. This is unacceptable. Alright, well, the blues are on dry land now, so they're really not going to be as much of a help. I think that while the reds are taking down the wall, we might as well just get our blues out of this job right now and take them back to the onion. I mean, otherwise they're just going to mill about in place, which is unacceptable, as Olimar has confirmed. Nope, don't attack that pillow posy. Alright, let's back to the blue one. What? Oh, it's just one of those jump geyser things. Yeah, those are random little geysers. They won't hurt your Pikmin. If Olimar steps on them, they'll boost them up to a new area. And they're usually helpful. It's just I stepped on one by mistake there, so that was slightly annoying. Yeah, not all of those are always working. Sometimes if a jump geyser hasn't opened up, your Pikmin need to hit it a couple of times to get it to work. Okay, the wall's out of the way. We can grab our #1 Ionium jet with its odoriferous exhaust, which does propel our ship forwards to full velocity. And somewhere around here... oh, there's a space float. It's on the way as well. Now that our blues are put away, we can take out a few more reds. And with the reds, we want to immediately get started on the next task without wasting any time, which is building this bridge here. Once again, there are a ton of optional obstacles all over this area, and depending on which ones you destroy, it'll open up different routes back to the ship, which obviously will make carrying parts and other things back much faster. If this is damaged, I'll be in dire straits. I'll have to run a system check as soon as I can. Alright, that just leaves a space float for now. Then we're going to get a few more parts next episode. Now, the yellows are admittedly rather slow, and I think by now you get the idea of which groups are carrying what back. So, let's just get the reds to help them carry that space float back more quickly. I don't know about whistling them off. I have a feeling it wouldn't be worth it because we'd just be losing a little bit more time off the clock. You'll see that by the time we're getting the last couple of parts back, it's really going to be stretched for time on this day. Actually, I'm hoping that we might even be able to finish the Forest Naval in 2 days in this Let's Play, which would be amazing. So let's dismiss those Pikmin and have them work on that bridge, which will help a little bit more. Looks like they completed it from the little jingle that you can barely hear in the background. And now we have the space float. And we're a little bit low on time, so after the description, we will go on to the next episode, whenever that is uploaded. So I'll just read the description. Space float. An excellent swimmer like me has no need for something like this. But my motto is always be prepared. Really, it's just for emergencies. Okay, we will continue with all our work here next episode. See you then.